The studio lights glimmered, bouncing off the sleek set of the Jennifer Hudson show, casting a warm glow over the eager audience. Anticipation buzzed through the air, thick enough to make anyone's pulse race. There was an unspoken promise tonight, something intimate, something raw, something that would make headlines before the credits rolled. Jennifer stepped into the spotlight, her smile radiant yet knowing, as if she held a secret she was just about to share with the world. Wait, she began, letting the crowd settle. Did Common just drop a hint about proposing soon? A ripple of excitement moved through the audience. Whispers bounced off the studio walls as cameras caught every spark of curiosity in the crowd. And what about Michelle Obama? What she said about Barack had even me holding my breath. This wasn't just another celebrity talk show. This was a voyage into the heart, into the vulnerabilities, confessions, and truths that most stars carefully guard. And tonight, the journey was about to begin. Common, the Grammy-winning rapper and actor, had always been a figure shrouded in mystery. Known for keeping his personal life under lock and key, fans had long speculated about his relationships, from his high-profile romances with Erykah Badu and Serena Williams to his quieter liaisons with Tiffany Haddish. But tonight, he would offer a glimpse behind the curtain. As Jennifer leaned in, microphone poised, the audience collectively leaned forward in anticipation. "So, Common," she asked softly, "what's your view on marriage these days?" The room went silent, hanging on every syllable. Common's eyes flickered with a calm intensity as he replied, "I used to think marriage just wasn't for me." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. "But I've grown. I've changed. And now, I believe in love that lasts." A gasp, audible and collective, echoed across the studio. It wasn't merely what he said, it was the certainty in his voice, the quiet confidence that suggested he wasn't speaking hypothetically. He wasn't just musing. He was declaring. Jennifer pressed further, her curiosity gleaming. "Is there someone who's changed your mind?" Common's lips curved into a half-smile. A pause, a beat too long. "Let's just say, I'm in a space where I'm open to forever." The audience erupted, some cheering, others whispering furiously into their phones. Social media lit up instantly. Fans speculated, theories blossoming like wildfire. Was he hinting at Tiffany Haddish? A rekindled romance? Or perhaps someone entirely new, hidden in plain sight? Tweets flew, "I swear Common's talking about Tiffany. They've been sneaky before. Is a secret wedding coming?" Then came a twist even the most die-hard fans didn't see coming. Common, with a twinkle in his eye, recited lyrics from a love song unknown to the public, a melody mysterious, stirring, and intoxicating. Could it be unreleased music tied to a new love? A secret meant only for the one who had captured his heart? The speculation was unstoppable. As the audience recovered from the whirlwind that was Common, the stage shifted to another icon, Gwen Stefani. Pop royalty, rock rebel, and a woman who wore her heart like a badge, Gwen revealed a story so personal it left the crowd breathless. "I've written songs for Blake," she admitted, eyes widening, "songs the world's never heard." The room fell silent. Not a single camera clicked. Not a whisper escaped. The air was thick with awe and curiosity. Gwen continued, her voice tinged with vulnerability. "One song in particular, I wrote during one of the hardest periods in our relationship. It was never meant for the public. Just for him. I played it once on my guitar, just for Blake." The emotional gravity of the moment sank into every seat, every heart. It wasn't about fairy tales, Gwen explained softly. It was about fear, about losing something real, about love that endures even when it's messy. Blake's reaction, she recalled, was simple yet profound. Silence first. Then a hug that said more than words ever could. The audience was captivated by the intimacy of it all, imagining the strings of guitar and whispered confessions, the raw vulnerability behind the polished star. Jennifer, ever the inquisitor, leaned forward. "Will we ever hear it?" Gwen hesitated, a mischievous spark in her eye. "Let's just say, it might show up when you least expect it." Social media immediately exploded with speculation. A secret ballad, perhaps a duet, maybe even a solo release. Fans couldn't wait to uncover it. The first act of the evening had set a precedent. This wasn't just love, it was revelation. From Common's hint of forever to Gwen's intimate confession, the show had already promised an emotional roller coaster. And it was only just beginning. There was a sense that something monumental was about to unfold, something that would reach beyond celebrity gossip and tap directly into the raw essence of love and commitment. Jennifer turned toward her next guest, a figure whose presence alone commanded respect, admiration, and absolute attention, Michelle Obama. The audience erupted in applause, some standing, some wiping away tears in anticipation. Michelle's smile was warm but knowing, the kind that carried decades of wisdom and life experience. Tonight, she wasn't here to entertain, she was here to teach, to reflect, to redefine what love truly meant. Jennifer's voice softened, leaning in. Michelle, tell us, what made you fall in love with Barack? A hush fell over the audience. A question so simple, yet pregnant with weight. Michelle paused, her eyes sweeping across the crowd before settling into the familiar gaze of the camera. It wasn't his charm, she began slowly. It wasn't his intelligence. It wasn't even the way he looked at me. The room leaned in collectively. Every word seemed to resonate, echoing off the walls like a carefully placed note in a symphony of truth. It was the way he handled disappointment. A palpable shiver ran through the audience. The statement was unexpected, a truth so grounded it cut through the superficial notions of love we're often sold. Michelle continued, describing a moment early in their relationship, a time when Barack had faced a professional setback that could have shattered his confidence, perhaps even derailed their budding romance. But instead of despairing, instead of blaming the world, Michelle explained, he stayed steady. He kept showing up. That's when I knew, if he could handle failure with grace, he could handle life with me. Jennifer's expression mirrored the audience's awe, a mixture of admiration and introspection. Michelle's words weren't just romantic, they were instructional. They taught the audience that love isn't merely about grand gestures, chemistry, or poetic lines. It's about resilience. It's about the quiet courage to show up, day after day, especially when life tests you the hardest. She leaned forward, voice dipping to an intimate tone. Marriage isn't a fairy tale. It's not about always feeling butterflies or having everything perfect. There are days, long stretches, where I didn't even like him. A chuckle ran through the audience, but Michelle's tone quickly brought it back to gravity. But I never stopped loving him. The crowd's reaction was electric. Social media erupted in real time, clips of her words going viral within minutes. Fans tweeted things like, Michelle Obama just gave the realest relationship advice I've heard in a decade. That wasn't a talk show. That was a master class. The essence of her message lingered, intertwining with Common's revelation from earlier. Both spoke to love not as a fleeting feeling, but as a choice. A conscious, daily decision to invest, nurture, and honor another person despite imperfections, setbacks, and fear. Jennifer, sensing the weight of the moment, turned to the audience. Did you hear that? That's what love looks like beyond the glamour, beyond the headlines, beyond the Instagram posts. The transition from awe to engagement was seamless. Michelle's story was not just an anecdote, it was a mirror, reflecting back to viewers the standards by which they might measure their own relationships. Her words invited introspection. Are we resilient? Are we present? Are we willing to stay steady when life doesn't go according to plan? Then, as if on cue, Michelle added a personal anecdote, one that juxtaposed humor with gravity. There have been stretches, years even, where Barack and I disagreed endlessly, where tension filled the room. But love isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about choosing the person even when it's hard, even when you feel like walking away. Jennifer nodded, her smile acknowledging the profound simplicity of the truth. And that's the reality we rarely get to see, isn't it? She said. Michelle nodded in agreement. Exactly. Love is often messy, complicated, exhausting, but it's real. And real love? It's worth every moment. The camera panned across the audience, faces glued, some smiling, some teary-eyed, all absorbing the wisdom of a woman whose life had been lived under public scrutiny, yet had remained undeniably authentic. Her message resonated because it was grounded in truth, not spectacle. The segment didn't just stop at inspiration, it laid the foundation for the remainder of the show. The emotional arc established by Michelle's words would carry over into the stories of the next guests, connecting humor, heartbreak, and resilience into a cohesive narrative of love's many faces. Jennifer closed the segment with a reflective tone, turning toward the audience. So, what we're seeing here tonight, it's not just about celebrity romances or public displays. It's about understanding love as something you live, not just something you feel. That's the thread we'll continue to explore with our next guests. With that, the stage prepared for a shift in tone, from reflective wisdom to humor, from serious contemplation to the chaotic, messy, and often hilarious realities of love in the public eye. Enter John Legend, poised, confident, ready to inject humor and humanity into romance. But before the laughter erupted, Michelle's words hung in the air, like a lighthouse guiding the audience through the storms of the heart. Love isn't perfect, but it is enduring, resilient, and profoundly transformative. The studio lights shifted, brightening in playful hues of gold and crimson, signaling a shift in energy. From the profound lessons of love delivered by Michelle Obama, the show now transitioned into a lighter, yet equally revealing, exploration of relationships, this time through the lens of humor, music, and celebrity charm. The audience, still buzzing from Michelle's heartfelt revelations, leaned forward with a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Who would step in to remind them that love isn't always about gravity? It can be messy, chaotic, and downright hilarious. Enter John Legend. Smooth, composed, with that ever-present calm charisma, he greeted Jennifer with a smile that hinted he had a few tricks up his sleeve. The applause was immediate, but there was an undercurrent of expectation. John wasn't just a performer, he was a storyteller, a man whose own love life with Chrissy Teigen had been under public scrutiny, yet remarkably authentic and relatable. Jennifer, with her trademark curiosity, leaned in. John, you write some of the most romantic songs in the world, but tell us, what? About your real life? What inspires you at home with Chrissy? A mischievous glint lit John's eyes. Well, he began, Chrissy says she wants more songs about our real life. Not just the dreamy, piano-filled love ballads you hear on the radio. The audience chuckled knowingly. Jennifer's eyebrows rose in anticipation. Oh, do tell. John leaned back casually, a smirk playing on his lips. All right. So, I wrote one about the little things. Like how she never closes the cereal box and steals the covers every night. The crowd erupted in laughter, the relatability of the mundane details striking a chord with everyone. He continued, the words flowing effortlessly with humor and honesty. She's got legs like a model and a heart that's kind, but don't touch her fries or you'll lose your mind. She'll post your worst angles on Instagram Live, but that's the chaotic queen who makes me feel alive. Jennifer couldn't contain herself. She leaned over, wheezing with laughter, tears forming at the corners of her eyes. The audience mirrored her reaction, howls of laughter bouncing through the studio, punctuated by claps and cheers. Social media instantly exploded, clips of John's comedic performance racking up views by the thousands. Fans on TikTok and Twitter commented, "This is the most real couple content ever. Funny, messy, and completely adorable." But beyond the laughter, there was a deeper truth. John's performance wasn't just comedic, it was instructional. It illustrated that humor, playfulness, and shared quirks are as vital to a relationship as passion and romance. Love isn't only in grand gestures, it's in the little, messy, perfectly imperfect moments that make two people feel alive together. Once the laughter subsided, the show began to expand its lens to other celebrity couples, peeling back layers of fame, success, and vulnerability. Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Michelle Beth entered, their presence a blend of warmth and gravity. The couple's energy contrasted beautifully with the playful tone set by John Legend, creating a spectrum of love on stage, from hilarious relatability to serious endurance. Jennifer, with the same gentle curiosity she had shown throughout the episode, asked them the question on everyone's mind: how do you maintain a strong relationship amidst the chaos of fame? Sterling didn't flinch. His voice carried a quiet strength, a deliberate honesty. "We've had some really hard years," he admitted. "Moments where we didn't think we were going to make it." The audience grew silent, the laughter from earlier replaced by the weight of real-life struggle. This wasn't a glossy Instagram story. This was reality, the kind that tested bonds, hearts, and resilience. Ryan added, her tone calm but firm, "We had to rebuild trust." That meant some brutal, tear-filled conversations. Owning things we didn't want to admit, even to ourselves. Every word painted a vivid picture of what love demands: vulnerability, patience, forgiveness, and courage. The audience was captivated, not by celebrity glamour, but by human authenticity. Jennifer nodded, letting their honesty settle in. "So, it's not about perfection?" "Exactly," Sterling said. "It's about choosing each other, every single day." This insight set the stage for the final act of Part 3, Christina Milian and M. Pecora. Known for their seemingly perfect public image, the couple revealed the messy, unfiltered side of love that fans rarely saw. Christina began, hesitating slightly, before dropping the first bombshell. "Actually, we broke up before we really began." A collective gasp rippled through the studio. The couple had faced long-distance struggles, clashing schedules, and doubts about commitment. Yet, instead of ending their story there, Christina recounted the unexpected turn that changed everything. A handwritten letter from M. Pecora, delivered through a mutual friend. "He poured his heart out," Christina said, voice quivering. "He said, 'I'm not perfect, but I'd rather grow with you than without you.'" The audience was spellbound. The sincerity of written words, quiet, deliberate, unpolished, contrasted sharply with the curated perfection often seen online. Moved beyond words, Christina flew to Paris unannounced, knocking on his door, reuniting in a moment raw, intimate, and profoundly human. Jennifer Hudson paused, letting the emotional weight sink in. That is love," she whispered, her voice cracking slightly. "Real, messy, courageous love." The studio's energy shifted once more. Part 3 had been filled with laughter and lighthearted honesty, but now the atmosphere became heavier, more intimate. The lights dimmed slightly, creating a cocoon of focus around the stage. The audience leaned forward, sensing that the next stories would be raw, unfiltered glimpses into the resilience, heartbreak, and redemption that define real love. Sterling K. Brown and Ryan Michelle Beth were the first to command attention. Their presence exuded a quiet confidence, but beneath it was the unspoken weight of trials survived together. Jennifer Hudson's voice, calm and steady, cut through the anticipatory silence. "You've both been in the public eye for years. How have you maintained a strong relationship through the chaos?" Sterling's response was deliberate, almost solemn. "We've faced some really hard years," he admitted. "Moments when we didn't think we were going to make it." The audience absorbed the weight of the confession. No filters, no polished Instagram captions, just truth. Ryan's voice joined, soft but firm, adding dimension to their story. "We had to rebuild trust." That meant confronting the things we avoided, admitting the things we feared, and having conversations that left us both in tears. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Every detail painted a vivid picture of what love demands: courage, honesty, patience, and forgiveness. Jennifer nodded, allowing the gravity of the moment to linger. "So it's not about perfection?" she asked gently. Sterling shook his head. "No, love isn't a feeling. It's a decision, a commitment you make every single day, even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or painful." The audience erupted in a quiet, reverent applause. Social media was already alive with comments like, "Sterling and Ryan just redefined what it means to fight for love. This isn't Hollywood fantasy, this is real." The show then turned to Christina Milian and M. Pecora. Known for their seemingly flawless romance, the couple peeled back layers that few had ever seen. Christina began, her voice tentative but honest. "Actually, we broke up before we really began." A collective gasp echoed through the audience. Christina explained that long distance, clashing schedules, and doubts about commitment had forced a painful separation. For months, there had been no contact, no reassurance, no hope, just the echo of what might have been. Yet love has a way of defying expectation. Christina recounted the turning point, a handwritten letter from M. Pacora, delivered through a mutual friend. The words were simple but profound. "I'm not perfect, but I'd rather grow with you than without you." The audience hung on every syllable. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't performative. It was honesty distilled into ink and paper, a tangible symbol of vulnerability and hope. Christina, moved beyond words, took a bold step. She flew to Paris, unannounced, and knocked on his door. That reunion, unexpected, intimate, and raw, was a testament to courage, perseverance, and the human instinct to fight for love. Jennifer's voice softened, acknowledging the weight of the story. That is love. Not a story written for cameras or social media, but love that's real, messy, and worth every risk. The narrative then deepened with a completely unexpected moment, a surprise audience love story. Jennifer turned to the crowd, excitement and suspense thick in her voice. "Tonight, we have a couple here who wrote in weeks ago about their unique story. No one knows what's coming, not even our celebrity guests." Marcus and Renee, seated quietly in the third row, rose to the spotlight. They had been married for 27 years, a milestone in any life, but their story was far from ordinary. Renee took the microphone first, her hands slightly trembling. "He's been my husband, my best friend, and recently my caregiver," she said, her voice steady despite the emotion bubbling beneath the surface. The room went silent, hanging on her every word. 2 years ago, Renee had been diagnosed with a chronic illness. The prognosis was daunting, and fear had threatened to consume them both. But Marcus had responded not with despair, but with unwavering dedication. He quit his job, became her full-time caregiver, bathing her, feeding her, praying with her every night. The camera captured every tear, every gasp, every quiet moment of awe in the audience. Even John Legend, usually so composed, looked visibly shaken. "Sterling K. Brown whispered softly, 'That's the realest love story I've ever heard.'" Marcus added, his voice breaking with sincerity, "I married her for better or worse. But I didn't know that worse could be this hard, or that I could love her even more because of it." The audience rose in a standing ovation, applause mingling with tears. Social media exploded with the clip trending within hours, fans captivated by the tangible, lived reality of love. Comments poured in, "Forget Hollywood romances. That couple in the audience? That's what love really looks like." Jennifer paused, letting the moment sink in. "This," she said softly, "is why we do this show. Love isn't just about grand gestures. It's about sacrifice, commitment, choosing each other every single day, no matter the circumstances." The studio lights dimmed once more, leaving a gentle spotlight on Jennifer Hudson as she turned to the audience with a knowing smile. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation, a quiet energy that suggested something monumental was about to unfold. After laughter, wisdom, heartbreak, and redemption, the show was now steering toward its ultimate crescendo, a story of love that transcended the celebrity spotlight, one that reminded everyone what love truly means. Jennifer paused for dramatic effect, letting the hush settle over the crowd. "Tonight," she began, her voice soft but commanding, "we have a very special surprise. Among our audience is a couple who reached out weeks ago to share their story. No one here, not even our celebrity guests, knows what's coming. But I promise you, this is a story that will stay with you forever." All eyes turned to the couple seated quietly in the third row, Marcus and Renee. Married for 27 years, their outward composure masked decades of shared joys, trials, and an unbreakable bond. But the story they were about to tell would move everyone to tears. Renee took the microphone first, her hands trembling slightly. "He's been my husband, my best friend, and recently my caregiver," she said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. The audience leaned in collectively, captivated. 2 years ago, Renee had been diagnosed with a chronic illness. The prognosis was daunting, a test that could have broken many couples. But Marcus had responded not with despair, but with unwavering commitment. He had quit his job, become her full-time caregiver, and dedicated himself to her well-being, bathing her, feeding her, praying with her every night. The camera panned across the audience. Chrissy Teigen's hands